Welcome to the Civil War Guru Show. My name is Stevemnsn, and I am the Civil War Guru. And today we have in here is a wonderful Confederate officer sword. And this is one of my favorite manufacturers of collecting the Confederacy. This is a Nashville Plow Works. Nashville Plow Works were made in Nashville between 1861, when the war started, and 1862, when Nashville fell to the Union. This is a fantastic sword. This is a one-of-a-kind sword. It's the only second type of this sword I've ever seen. This is a straight blade, double-edged officer sword. The only one I ever seen was about 40 years ago. The author of the book Confederate Swords, Bill Albaugh, had one that turned up in Virginia, and it's very similar to this one. It's straight double-edged Nashville plows. This is the first one I've seen in 40 years. Now we know that Memphis Novelty Works, another Tennessee manufacturer, they also made a straight blade double-edged officer sword. But this is unique. It's a Nashville plow. It's a officer's model. It has the CSA cast into the guard, the Nashville Plow Works cast into the guard. It has all the leather, all the wonderful leather, has all the wire, a golden metal patina. And what we're going to do is my grandson's going to get up here in a second, Brennan Cole, and get some close-ups of it so you can see it, because this is an opportunity that you very seldom get to see one up close. And it's really unique. It's got a piece of a scabbard, and I'll take it out of that piece of a scabbard. And you know, I don't know if that's the original scabbard or not, probably not. You know, somewhere along the line, these things get lives of their own. The scabbards have a high mortality rate during the war, and you'll see them where they switch scabbards. But anyway, the sword is absolutely untouched. And this sword actually, actually had 2 lives, and that's what's so unique about it. And let me take this out of the scabbard so you can look at it while I'm talking here a little second. Let's set it up here. There you go. But and you look at that blade. But like I say again, Brendan will get up here and get some close-ups of it. But I found this sword about 6-8 months ago up in Canada. And of course, a lot of soldiers that at the end of the war, you know, especially in the South where their homes were burnt out, they went to Canada for opportunity. And a lot of Union guys went to Canada for opportunity. But anyway, this particular sword ended up in Ontario province, and it stayed in the family until just this year. And the lady that put it up for sale, she had inherited it in 1953, and there's a great story to go along with it, which I'm not going to go into the story today. We're still researching and all the these and those of it. But this particular sword was at the end of the Civil War, and let's go back a step. During the Civil War, the Confederacy had a spy network in Canada, and that was to help commerce for the South, and to recruit people for you know, the regiments. Canadians went down and fought both actually Union and Confederate. And you know, the Irish, as you know, even still today, could have conflict with Great Britain. But anyway, there's a great movement up there in the 1860s to overthrow the British government. And the Irish community figured if they could do that, then they would relieve the pressure there in Ireland. So there's a bunch of Irish Americans. So in 1866, they came down to Nashville, a guy named O'Neill, and they formed actually 1,500 men, and they went to invade Canada and to try to overthrow the government there. And they lost. The U.S. was involved. It was the first major border crossing since the War of 1812. So it's got a great story, and it was at this particular sword was at the Battle of Ridgeway, which is Ontario province. And this battle defined what Canada is today. So this thing's got a dual life to it, and I'll have all that documentation on it. But it's a wonderful sword, and I was so excited when I seen it, especially coming out of Canada, because everybody took souvenirs home. You know, us down here in the South always say all the good Confederate swords up north because all the Yankees captured them and took them home and as souvenirs, and that's true. You know, they did that even up to World War II. You know, they bought Japanese stuff on and German stuff on. So collecting a souvenir was pretty much normal. It was normal in the Civil War also. So anyway, I'm going to complete this story on the Canadian side of this, which is really unique. And this, you know, four years in the Confederacy during the Civil War. And this thing, this an absolute magnificent sword that you never see with a straight blade. And value wise, you know, if it's had the original scabbard, it'd be $25,000 or $30,000. Normally a Nashville probably 10, 15,000 maximum. And that's with the curved blade. But these straight blades have commanded these great numbers. Like I say, there's only one other one that's sold in 40 years ago, and I know that the comparison one of the Memphis Novelty Works, who made the straight blade versus the Memphis Novelty Works calf sword, is almost double the price. So that would be the same here. So even without the scabbard, this thing's worth $10,000 to $15,000 minimum. And then you add the history to it, which adds a lot to it. But it's just a wonderful sword, and you know, just an opportunity to get up close and personal. And I had the opportunity to get myself a 55-inch TV, and now I see these videos on a 55-inch TV, and it's really incredible because when you can take a 1080 DP and put it on the screen, and these things really it's actually better than handling it because it's like handling with a magnifying glass. So that's been a lot of fun for me. But anyway, it's Christmas time, and me and my grandson are here in the office, and he's out of school a little early today, so we want to shoot this video for y'all. And again, you know, he's going to get up here and get close. So from the Civil War Guru, oh, and one other thing I wanted to bring up is that we had a spot on the Smithsonian Channel, and it actually came down to Kentucky and featured our museum over here, and it was called The Weapon Hunters. And with Paul's show, he was the host and did a great job. And they were impressed with us here, and they called me back a week ago. We did that last year, and they just aired it in October. And they want to do some more stuff with us. So the Guru is going to get a little bit more, I guess, showtime. And we'll get out here and turn up some new things and do some different things that we haven't done before. So from the Civil War Guru, you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a great evening.